Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Hope everybody is doing well. Today I am unboxing my second diamond painting ever from Wish. The first one was an experience. I had more air bubbles than I care to count, but I did manage to fix that one and it actually turned out okay. So I thought I would give Wish another try. That was quite a long time ago, and see what happens this time. Okay, so this is my second diamond painting from Wish. It arrived in this padded envelope. No box. I can feel the rolled up canvas inside this bag. So yeah, not the best packaging that I've had for a diamond painting, but there's only one way to find out what it's like, and that is to open it. So just cut the end off. So here we go. Make a wish. So the canvas, you can already see it's bashed. It's no surprise since there was no box. But that's the canvas. Put that to one side. See what else we've got. Drills. Goodie bag. Put that to the side. So as always, we'll start off with the goodie bag. What I expected really. Pink pen, square of pink wax, green tray or boat, and that's it. No multi-placers, so basic kit. Now we get onto the drills. So here we have the key. Very big numbers, very easy to read, so that's good. This is a thumbnail of the actual picture. Take it out of the bag. The part that everybody hates, the noise. Done. Okay, so we actually have some little baggies in here. Normally I would expect to see them in with the tray. So they're just sort of mixed up, they're not kept together. I don't know if that's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 baggies, which may or may not come in useful in the future. So we'll have a look at the key. And you can see the picture here. The reason that I picked this one is some people may or may not know that when I lived in Scotland, I used to do talks about exotic animals, and my specialist subject was snakes. So I used to take snakes around schools, youth clubs, old folks' homes, shopping malls, pretty much anywhere that was interested. And I would let people handle snakes, ask me questions about them, and hopefully educate them. So I saw this and it reminded me of some milk snakes that I had, and I thought I don't have a snake diamond painting yet, so that's why I ordered it. So you can see this is a 55 by 55, so it's a square one, and it is square drills. I think I did have the choice whether I wanted square or round, and I chose square. So we have the key, as I said, very clear, very easy to read. The only thing is they don't have them numbered, so it's not obvious how many colours there are. So if you ever get a key like this, the first thing is to number it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, not 24, 23. There wasn't anything in that box. So 23 colours, 55 by 55. Went for pretty, first time I've had one like this. 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3. I've seen all that before, up to 8. Then 9 is A, and then we go on to the alphabet. I think they've skipped B because it can look very much like 8, so that's good. A, C, D, F, E. Why did they not have an E? Don't know. G, H, J, K, N, Q, R, S, T, U, V. So it's basically numbers and letters. There are no symbols. First time I've had one like this. Should work fine. You can see the DMC code, and the funny thing is there's no 310, so no black, even though these bands should be black, so I can only guess they're a very dark blue, probably H. Shows how many bags of each colour there are, or there should be, and it has a total, so in total 199 bags and 38,416 drills. So have a look at the drills. So you can see, move the light a bit. Square drills actually look pretty good. First impressions anyway, they don't look bad at all. Nice and clean. So these are the little 200 bags that a lot of people don't like, because basically you have to cut all of these open rather than having a resealable bag, which is a lot better. But yeah, they look okay. I'll put them to the side, so the job that I've got to do now is go through the key and check that I have the correct number of bags for each colour. So you just go through them, count them, tick them off. They do have marks. Somebody at the factory has checked them and gave it the big tick. In fact, that might be an initial. So somebody's checked it and said, yep, it's right. Never ever take that for granted. Always go through them and check them, just to make sure that you do have everything you need, because if you don't, you need to contact the company and tell them what is missing. So I'll carefully remove the drills. I can do this when it's sealed bags. It's when the resealable bags are here, there's a chance if I just drop them on the floor the bag can pop open, but it's okay with them. Okay, so we'll have a look at the important part. The canvas is slightly bashed. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. 2 elastic bands to hold it. Just checking there is foam inside. We'll have a look. They banded them up very tightly. Just move everything out of the way because I'm going to be exposing all of the glue and I don't want anything sticking to it. So, double-sided adhesive, or double-sided glue, whatever you want to call it. There's the padding. You can see it's had a good ding. and the canvas is pretty wrinkled. So we've got the key, that's readable. I don't think, no problems with reading that. So the print's fine. The thumbnail's very faded. The background is light blue on this, which should actually be green, but it doesn't matter. It's just a reference. So the name at the top, very wrinkled at one side. Okay, just deciding which way I'm going to peel back the cover. So as you can see, the way it is, it's wanting to curl up. So the quickest way, easiest way to stop that and get a flat canvas is to peel the cover off. Now that's not good because the back of that cover is very sticky. So I'll start at this corner. Yeah, I'm not impressed. I've only just peeled the corner, but we'll see. It might not be as bad as I think it's going to be. So all I'm doing is just peeling along the top, making sure that I'm not pulling up the glue, which is easier said than done because that glue is wanting to come up. If I get it in the light, you can see that shiny part. The glue actually goes into the key, but it doesn't really matter. But when I was lifting it, I could see the glue actually wanting to lift up, because the double-sided glue is just basically like sticky tape, just a massive sheet of very sticky tape, and you want to make sure it does not come off the canvas. And I'm really having to be very careful with this. I'm actually going to press the edge down again. It just feels like it's going to lift off. Never had one like that before. So let's see. So take it along to the end. This is in two sections, so peel it back. So slow, and we'll go back about halfway, maybe just over, and just lay it down again. And you can see this is the edge up here. The part that I've peeled back is wanting to lay flat, and the part that I haven't done yet is still trying to curl up. So to get this, again, I need to be, see, that's when you peel the cover back, if it's like this and your finger's sticking to it, it means that you've pulled up the glue. So I'm going to press that back down again. Give it a try at this corner, see if this is any better. And that's exactly the same. So if I peel this up, I'm going to take all the glue with it. So what I'm going to do is press it down pretty firmly, and then I'm going to rub the corner with my nail, which heats it up, hopefully softens the glue a bit, and I can get the cover off. And there we go. So you can see the cover is coming up and the glue is where it should be. As I said, if I had just pulled that up, I would have taken off all the glue and basically ruined the diamond painting. So that's a handy hint. If you lift the cover up and it feels sticky, put it back down, press it down so you're pushing the glue back onto the canvas, and then very gently try and peel the cover again. Take it back somewhere around halfway, and you can see it's lying down. If I turn it around to the other end, it's still curled up. So what I have to do now is unravel this and do the same thing. So I have never had one that was so easy to peel up the glue. Of course, I cut my nails yesterday, not thinking. Very gently. So I managed to get that, so work it along. Nice and slow. If you pull it too quick, you can actually tear the cover, and then you have to try and get a start again. So it's actually just going to tear there. Tempted fate, just mentioning it. Okay, that's okay. Just a tiny tear there, but if I pull both at the same time, it won't rip. So now grab it in the centre, try and peel it back even. Well, it's sticky, I can say that much. So I'll go back, keep pulling it until the tension goes like that. That means that I've passed the section that I pulled back last time from the other end. Put that down. Again, you can see the difference. Sitting flat, trying to curl up. So final corner, and this is only an issue the very first time you do it, just in case you're watching and you've never done any diamond painting, or you've never had a double-sided adhesive diamond painting. If you have poured glue, it's a clear cover and you won't have that problem. So again, just get the centre, peel it back until it goes slack, and then that's it. Turn it around so it's sitting the way it should be at the top. So what I'm going to do is something that I wouldn't really recommend that you do, is to take the whole cover off, and it's just really to let people see it and check for air bubbles and things. Really, if you were doing it normally at home yourself, I would say peel it back and then just check like half and then put that back, and then peel the other side, have a look, and then put it back. The reason for that is it can be quite hard to get the cover lined up again. You tend to go either to one side or the other, and then you've got sticky glue still there, so you have to peel it off and try it again, and then when you get here it doesn't line up and you've got sticky stuff. If you go overlap it, it ends up you've got sticky stuff at the top. So to save all that sort of hassle, you can just peel back, say like a quarter like this, and all I'm doing is tilting it at the light, looking for air bubbles. There are some, but they aren't major. Definitely not compared to the last one I got from Wish. The glue is sticky, but it's not the stickiest. More worried about the fact that the glue was actually lifting off very easily, which if you're new, you can do it without realising what's happening, and you pull the whole thing off and then suddenly you realise there's no glue, and it's stuck on the back of your cover. That is a problem. So as I said, I'm going to take it off so we can have a look just overall. Just make sure it doesn't want to curl over, don't want the glue sticking to anything. And the other thing is, if you do take the cover off, make sure you put it back the way it was, with the writing on the top, just in case you turn it over it can stick. So always put it back the way you found it. Don't know, switching light off is going to be a good idea. So that's for snake. It's actually not that bad, to be fair, but yeah, the biggest concern for me was the fact that the glue came off very easily. But now that the cover's off, I won't have any problems. It's only when you do that initial taking the cover off that you have to do this, carefully peel it. Once it's been done, it'll be fine. These little air bubbles, what I'll do is I've got a craft knife and I just slice along them. This is caused by air that's underneath the glue, and if you just diamond paint over the top, you press down and it looks as if the drill has gone down and is sitting okay, but what happens is it pops back up again. It's still stuck to the glue, but there's an air bubble underneath, so you start to get these drills, little lines you'll see popping up. So to stop that before you actually start doing the diamond painting, in fact, I've got my knife here. Be prepared. So this is what I use, just a craft knife. Got an air bubble here, so all I do is just slice along it. All you're doing is scoring it. You don't press really hard, you don't want to cut through the canvas. So it's just a matter of going through your picture, looking for any air bubbles. You can see, you may not see them in the camera, but just by watching what I'm doing, there's quite a few. They aren't major, but this is all you do. It's just a matter of scoring along them. Make sure you have a very sharp knife, because you don't want it to catch the glue and then start to drag it, because then you're going to have problems. So it's just slicing along the air bubbles. It's also a good idea to turn the canvas. I mean, I'm not going to do all this, I'll do this later, but turn the canvas, because then you get the light hitting it at a different angle and you might see air bubbles that you didn't see before. Got a big one here. This is actually in two sections, the glue. You may be able to see there's a seam here, about a ½ mm gap. It won't matter. Once you've got your drills down, you won't see that line. Sometimes it's in 3 sections, sometimes it's just one big sheet. Different companies do it different ways. But the main thing is, all I'm looking for is these little ridges that are air bubbles, and I'm just gently sliding the knife along them. You can maybe hear the knife scrape on the canvas, but I'm not pressing hard enough to cut through. You don't want to do that. So what I'll do is I'll move it about and just see what I see. Anything that looks like an air bubble, I mean, even if it isn't, it doesn't matter if you just score it. It doesn't do any damage, because the glue just lays flat again. All you're doing is letting the air out so that the sheet of glue can lay flat, and then when you put the drills down, they don't pop up. If you want to see a really bad one, I'll put a link up here to the very first Wish one that I opened. It was a mess, simple as that. But I did this, I sliced off the bubbles, there were a lot, and the finished picture looked fine. It was absolutely flat. You wouldn't have known there was a problem. So these air bubbles aren't really a big problem if you know what to do with them. I just noticed there's little shiny bits in the canvas, which I wasn't expecting. Doesn't matter because you cover it with drills, but it's like little speckles. So yeah, I'll sit and go over this, but not much else to say about this one. The drills look fine, very basic kit, no big deal, everything you need, and the key was fine, Nice big print on the paper. Always be careful with paper. Do not let it touch the glue. It will stick and it will tear, but you can get it off. I actually did a video about that. I deliberately dropped the sheet of A4 and showed how to get it off. It will ruin your key though, I have to mention that. So I don't actually use these anymore. What I do instead is I cut out the key, cut that out, and I put a cover minder, which is a magnet, just thinking. Okay, so this is one that I'm working on at the moment, and this is the key. So what I do is I've got like a little magnet, cover minder, with a magnet in the back. These stick together, click. And then that acts like a weight. So when I'm working, I just lay it wherever I want. Don't lay it in the glue. But because it's canvas, it's not paper, even if you do accidentally drop it or touch the glue, it doesn't stick. If I did the same thing with this, it would tear. I would have to rub it with baby wipes to make it wet, gently peel it off and then let it dry and it would be okay, but I just don't really want the hassle. So as I said, I no longer use the paper keys. Usually the print is actually better quality on the canvas anyway. So this is the way that I work it. I just cut that out, stick the magnet in the top, and then I can just drop it wherever I want it as I move. If it happens to hit the glue, doesn't matter. So handy hint. So yeah, pretty much what I expected. No box. It is creased, but it shouldn't really affect it. Once it's done, it should be okay. Definitely better than the last one. So that's it. So second diamond painting from Wish. Pretty much what I expected really. A pity it wasn't in a box. Was a bit bashed. Shouldn't be a big deal, but the main thing was the glue. I wasn't really keen on how easily it was going to lift off the canvas. If I had been totally new and that had been my first diamond painting, I'm absolutely sure I would have pulled the glue off the canvas. And not knowing what was happening, that would have been pretty bad, to peel all of the glue off and then have it on the back of your cover instead of on the canvas. To try and put it back down without any major bubbles or ripples would not be easy. And again, especially if you're new. So the good thing is, it gave me a chance to show how to get the cover off without pulling up the glue. Just press it all back down again, press it hard, and then rub it with your nail, build up a little bit of heat, and it softens the tackiness between the cover and the glue, and it came off okay the second time. Drills are fine, they look okay. I didn't see burrs and things on them, or tabs as some people call them. They looked okay. The key, nice and big, easy to read. As I said, I no longer use the paper key. It just reduces the chance of the paper accidentally landing on the glue. It did happen to my wife last summer. We were sitting in here diamond painting. She had her A4 sheet sitting next to the diamond painting. Gust of wind blew in and the paper flipped over and landed on the canvas, which resulted in panic because it had never happened before. But we did manage to fix it, and the paper key was totally ruined, but you've always got the key on the canvas. So now I cut that out and use the cover minder as a weight, and then I can just drop it wherever I want. If it does get knocked and lands on the glue, it won't stick like paper. So that's it. Wish number 2. I'm not so sure there will be a wish number 3, but you never know. I might see something that I like. So that's it for today. Nice short one. If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more unboxings, unbaggings, comparisons, pretty much anything to do with diamond painting, accessories, pens, I've got a new accessory that I'm going to be trying out pretty soon. So if you want to see any of that, please subscribe and hit the notifications button. You can also find me on Instagram, Diamond Painting Jim on Instagram, if you want to see some pictures and little videos and things that I put up there. What else? YouTube Live. If you subscribe and hit the notification button, you will get a little message when I go live. I do that randomly during the week, and you can drop in, have a little chat about diamond painting or pretty much anything. I quite like chatting to people around the world. If that appeals to you, again, please subscribe. I also do YouTube Lives with my wife on Saturdays. If you want to join us and join in the fun, we usually have a bit of a laugh. If you want to ask about anything about diamond painting, feel free, but we do tend to wander off into different subjects and just go with the flow. The main point of that is just to get to know diamond painters around the world, and just to get to know them rather than just messages that you see on Instagram or in Facebook groups. Makes it a bit more personal when you get a real back and forward conversation going. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. In the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.